I'm your host, Jay Paul. Once again, another episode of More Than Music City. Who are you?
I'm your boy SOS, and today we have
Dr. Michael Casal.
Dr. Michael Casal. All right, we gotta hurry up and get this one going. The doctor's name call.
Yes.
No, we got time with that. We got time, so I think we're all right.
I feel like I'm interviewing Bill Cosby right now. Cliff Huxtable. It's not Cosby. Cliff Huxtable.
So tell us a little bit about you, man. Where you from? Where would you
Yes, I'm one of the local OBGYNs here, so I deliver babies. I basically grew up in the Philippines, was there, I was about 12, 13 years of age, and then my parents immigrated to the United States, kind of went to New Jersey, and then we kind of went to California. And I pretty much, all my middle school, high school years was spent in California. We're like in Burbank, Los Angeles area.
That's cool.
So
West
I
Coast.
trained down in UC Davis, kind of near San Francisco, and then did my specialty training in OB in Los Angeles, man, right in East LA, and then practiced in Nevada for a little bit, for a couple of years, and then I didn't really like I was in a group of like 10, 15 OB doctors.
Okay, so we hear some major cities from,
Yeah,
my
my wife followed me all the way through, man.
How did Cookville?
Yeah, that's what I was just asking about. The thing is, when I was actually practicing as an OBGYN, I was in Las Vegas for a couple of years, and I kind of knew that wasn't the kind of setting that I wanted to work in. It was a big group of OB doctors. I would probably deliver 10, 15 babies a day.
Mm-hmm.
And I absolutely didn't know any of my patients. I didn't have that relationship with my patients. And so I knew I kind of wanted to be on my own. And so one of my buddies down in Los Angeles, he was working in Livingston, Dr. Terry. And he said that he needed somebody to come down, maybe take a look at expanding into Cookville. So came down here, and the rest is history, man. I've been here for more than 20 years.
So what year did you make that move from? What was the last city you was in before you?
Las Vegas.
You was in Vegas?
Man,
So
Vegas.
what year was that?
That was like, 2000 maybe?
So you've been in Cookville since?
Yeah, since 2000, I believe. 1998, 2000, that point in time. And then, moving from Vegas, we had all the lights and something was always going on. And then I stayed with my buddy down in Livingston, where he would sleep at 7:30, 8 o'clock, and there was nothing to do. And I had 3 kids. My wife was about to kill me. I said, "Where the hell did you bring me to?" And now my wife and I will never leave. Like, my wife loves this area. Yeah, so we've been here for a while, man. So it's a long, my wife's been through me with all those, training years, and when you're broke, stuck with me through all those times, man.
See, my life took somewhat of a culture shock like that too. I was born and raised in Detroit, Michigan.
Yeah.
And I moved from Detroit, Michigan to McMinnville, Tennessee.
Big Mac, yes.
So I don't know about big, but big nursery.
McMinnville, yes. That's the thing, culture shock. When I was growing up in the Philippines, man, I never knew there were white people. I mean, I didn't never seen.
You never seen?
I've never seen them. It's just, and then you then go to New Jersey, kind of moved to Virginia for a little bit, and it was just like we barely even speak the language. And so it's just like, and kids at that age, 12, 13 years of age, man, they could be brutal.
Yeah.
They could be cruel, man. And so it was just like, you have to you adapt and you learn. And, and then we eventually moved to Los Angeles, where there's a lot more diversity, because New Jersey and Virginia just wasn't, right for my family. Yeah.
So since you said you're an OBG doctor, what all do you do? What all services?
Yeah, so
I
deliver babies, 24/7, man. I'm a solo practitioner. And then obviously, the one that you're probably more involved in is with regards to, the surgery side. We do hysterectomies, we do bladder surgeries, we do, laparoscopies. We just do a bunch of things that help women, take care of their health.
Yeah.
So
That's cool.
you've been there for how long now?
I've been there for 14 years.
You're kind of behind the scenes,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah,
And you take care of the stuff, man.
Yeah.
Say, hey, what's going on with my instruments?
Right, yeah, we ain't messing anything up.
It's taking so long.
Yeah, we got a lot of travelers up there right now because we was so short-staffed.
Yeah.
When like the love for medical field, you know, in high school, was you feeling this wasn't, or in high school was you thinking something completely different, or?
No, man. When you're poor, when you grow up poor, you know, you always like dream of a better life for you and your kids, right? And so, you know, I've always was interested in the health field. I was always good in science, but I knew I didn't want to be broke. You know, and so what ended up happening was I've always had that love for science. And when I was going to college, and you know what happens in college, you kind of don't apply yourself, and you kind of, you know, party a little bit too much.
Yeah.
And then, you know, but then at some point I said, man, I've got to do something here. And I decided I wanted to go ahead and pursue a career in medicine. And man, you know, when you look too far, you say, man, 12 years, you know, at least. It's enough for most people to just say, you know, I can't do it. It's just way too long.
Yeah, that's way too long for
me.
But
you know, just God looking out after me and my family, man. And you just take one step at a time. You take the next test. That's, you know, you don't look too far, and before you know it, you're right there. You know. And then when I delivered my first baby, I still remember, because I did not want to do OB because I knew that the schedule was horrible. I mean, it's just the worst schedule of any doctors. I mean, you're 24/7. You know, you don't know when the next person's going to deliver. Like, it's the weekend today, I got someone in labor, right? So it's unpredictable.
So how does vacations work when you get ready to take the family? How does that work?
You know, I've had a couple of good doctors that sometimes will cover for me. I mean, we don't take a whole lot of vacations. My kids have a lot of activities. I mean, they're doing basketball, volleyball, so there's a lot of local stuff that we do. But, you know, I'll take my Christmas and New Year's vacation. I'll take my summer vacation with my kids, and just a lot of, you know, I don't have that much quantity of time to give them, but it's whatever time I got, man, I try to spend with my family.
Yeah,
gotcha. Yeah, so, yeah.
So you deliver a lot of babies?
Man, when I delivered that first baby, that was it. I was hooked. You know, so you either know you want it, and that's the field you're gonna go and do, or you just kind of still try to do all other different things.
So you said you went to school for 12 years?
Well, you know, you have your 4 years at least of college, and then you got to go and do med school. That's at least 4 years. That's 4 years.
So that's
and then your training for OB is about 4 years. If you do general surgery, it might be 6-7 years. And, you know, and then you can even specialize even more. So so at least, at the very least, 12.
I can tell you now that you stronger than me, because I got 3 kids, right? And literally, out of my 3 kids, I seen one of them. I was there.
You were there, but you closed your eyes?
There was one of them that I actually, my last one, I said, I'm about to be brave. I'm going to be tough. I'm going to watch this one. And when I seen it, I'm sorry. I'm glad it was the last one. I'm sorry. It was like something from a scary movie, man.
It didn't bother me.
It ruined you.
Man, when I seen a head pop out of a human being, it was almost honestly like a movie, because when it was over with, the doctors was over there, you know, helping me, talking about, are you okay?
Yeah.
Meanwhile, she just pushed the baby out, and they checking on me.
No, we can't do what they do. We can't. We're not built that way.
It don't bother me, man.
I can't.
Trey was born by C-section. My last one, Trey was born by C-section, and the doctor asked me, because I did clinicals with her.
Yeah.
At Cookville, and Trey was born in Cookville, and she was like, do you want to scrub in and deliver your child scrubbed in? And I was like, nah, man, I just want to enjoy it from here. You know, but it wasn't because I didn't want to do it or I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
I mean, I could do it because I went to scrub school, so.
Yeah, you're used
seen all
to
this
it.
stuff.
But yeah, I've seen some big men fall.
I watched it like the head come out, just to see a head come out of a human being was like, wow.
I would love to see you when we used to have a birthing center and we did natural birth, and he was in the tub, and you had to be in the tub with your wife. I just wonder how you would do that. You would have to be right there.
He would have done
delivering the baby right there in the water.
All right, check. When we was having my middle child, all right, She came like a thief in the night. I mean, so quick. Before we knew it, she was dilated so many centimeters.
Yeah.
Didn't have time to get the epidural. She had her natural.
Yeah.
And my son was with me, so I just took him out of the room so we can, walk down, get out of there for a minute. We walked down the hall, heated up a Hardee's sausage and biscuit, walked back to the room, and heard the baby crying. Like,
you missed it?
I wasn't watching that, man. I wasn't watching that.
Yeah, I would love to see you in the bathtub with your wife there, screaming at you, and that baby's coming out. What would you do? You'd probably drown. You'd
probably just
drown.
Yeah, huh? I know him. He'll pass out. So you said you had a birthing center here in Cookville?
Yeah.
So how fun was that?
It was, man, that type of experience, us guys will never be able to handle something like that. I mean, people would drive an hour, 2 hours away to actually birth naturally.
I've seen
our
that.
inclination is, man, if I'm hurting, give me my epidural, and but women would actually drive hours to go and deliver their baby naturally. So it gives you a completely different experience and admiration for women and how they can do something like that. Not only like deliver the baby, they carry for 9 months. All the physical, discomfort, and you don't sleep, and the pain, and then you have to go deliver the baby naturally. I mean, and to see that, the women to go through that, I mean, if that doesn't bond you and your husband and love your woman even more, when you see that, there's something wrong with you, because there's nothing more wonderful than an actual woman delivering their baby natural.
Right.
I mean, really. I have 7 kids, but I'm still amazed every single time when I see a woman deliver their baby naturally. Now, there's nothing to take away from people having an epidural,
right?
But just the fact that women are, can
going
do
through
this,
all
it's
that,
amazing.
right. Going through all that pain.
Yes, absolutely.
My wife did say having the second one, having the natural, she said she was able to push and actually came out that much quicker. And it was over that much faster.
Yes.
So.
And then she didn't have to have an epidural, and so it's just, at that moment we just can't just imagine the amount of pain they're going through that we definitely cannot handle. There's just no way. So, absolutely not.
I'll get into some questions here and there just off the top of my head when I think stuff, but how many babies is the most babies you've delivered in a day?
Man, when I was in Vegas, I delivered 15. In here, I delivered about 8, and that was a little too much. I mean, I in Vegas, when I delivered 15, I had another backup. So sometimes I would call him, so I'd get a little bit of break, and maybe he'll deliver. But 15 is probably the most I've delivered in a day. Here is about 8, and that was in a short period of time that I didn't know where the heck I needed to go. They would just call me.
I mean, is it like a busy time for like baby deliveries? Cause summertime, people doing a lot in summertime. So
the pandemic, there was
that June, July, August, September, October, November, December, January, March.
When they conceived during the cold months.
Oh, okay.
So you're starting to have like that November, December, January. You're gonna start having babies in like the summer and fall. That's when the busy time. So that's when it happens.
Because everybody's at home.
Everybody's at home. And then they were even more so when there was that pandemic and everybody was like at home.
Oh, man.
So I was like, they had a new hobby.
There's a big jump.
There's nothing else to do.
There's a big jump at that point in time. That was man.
It's a fun, there's no, tell me another job that's better than what I do, man. There's a lot of stuff I do, but there's nothing better.
But that's honestly, that's real and admirable, because for someone to do what they do and have so much love for what they do, that's...
Yeah. You have to. If you're a solo guy and you have to work 24/7, it could be at 2-3 o'clock in the morning. We all obviously get tired, but if you don't have that love for that, you can't do this for enough money. You have to actually love what you do.
Let's take it back a little bit, because I meant to ask this earlier. Where did you start college at, and where did you finish at?
What do you mean?
Like when you started for your first 4 years bachelor's, where did you attend college at?
Oh, I went to California State University in Los Angeles, and then I went to University of California, Davis School of Medicine, and then I went to hospital that was affiliated with Loma Linda, White Memorial in East Los Angeles. I mean, that was an experience there, because that one was East LA is a kind of not a very safe place to.
So it's
to
what
train,
it's
so.
what you hear on
I wouldn't
TV
even
about it.
Man, I wouldn't even go to the grocery store. I lived there. I wouldn't go to that grocery store. I would actually drive 30 minutes away to the other grocery store, just because you just
You didn't feel safe.
I didn't feel safe, man. So
And is that where you first started practicing?
And then after that, that's when actually, when you graduate medical school, you're actually technically a doctor, and then you go through your specialty. So 4 years of OBGYN, and then I worked in Nevada, Las Vegas for 2 years.
Okay.
As in the specialty of OBGYN.
What's the biggest baby you ever delivered?
Man, probably 12 pounds vaginally.
God,
Yeah. 12 pounds. This lady was a rock star. Yeah. 12 pounds, man.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm like, something is in the medicine now. I've got a niece. My great niece was born, and first day, when you hold a baby, a newborn, first thing you want to do is, hold the neck, protect it, what have you. I kid you not. I was holding my great niece, and this was day one. I'm holding her, trying to hold the back of her neck, and the neck is just turning.
Yeah, they're turning already.
Back and forth already,
Yeah.
and I'm like.
I had one that when I delivered the 12 pounder, it actually crawled out.
He said he just crawled out. He just
started crawling.
army crawled out. I'm coming out.
No.
He said, "Raw."
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's
12 pounds, man. We wouldn't be able to handle 1 pound.
Nah. See, I had one of my kids was born 6 weeks premature, or was she?
Oh yeah.
She might have been more than that. But when she was born, she was almost 3 pounds at Vanderbilt.
Oh, small. Yeah.
Yeah, tiny. I mean, like
That's
holding
not-
your hand.
That's not 6 weeks early, man. That's even more.
I think she was
That's
8
not
weeks.
very- Yeah.
Yeah.
3 pounds. Wow.
She was almost 3 pounds, and then she stayed at Vanderbilt for 2 months before we got to bring her home. And then she had all the little monitors and stuff.
Yeah.
And as soon as we got out the car, one of the little things popped off, and the monitor started going off, and I was freaking out. I mean, like instantly, like I was getting out the car and it's dripping sweat. But she's grown up now. She's about to graduate college.
Man,
How many kids you have?
I have 3, man.
You have 3 and you have about 4.
I'm like,
I got 7, so 4 and 3. Look at that, man. I'm 24/7 working, and I got 7 kids.
That's a lot.
Huh?
tell what you was doing on your off time.
My wife can't keep her hands off of me. She'll hate that. You put that in there. You're just edit that cut.
Might be on the couch for a little bit.
So what do you do in your free time?
You
I
know,
mean, do you have any besides kids stuff?
man, it's kids. My wife and I will take a couple of vacations here and there just for short trips. I'm trying to do that more now. But I tell you, man, most of our time, it really revolves around the kids.
Yeah, that's.
I'm only gonna have the kids for a certain period of time, and then they're out of my house. And so, Brandon and Brady, my twins, they're like gonna be 8th grade, so another 4 or 5 years, and they're out.
Mm-hmm.
And I got 2 other girls. One is a senior in high school, and then another one that's a freshman. And so I'm trying to just savor every single moment that I can, and I don't want to be selfish. I can, and that's what makes me happy anyways. It's not like, how sometimes when you spend time with your kids, it's just freaking, you just hate it. The only time I hate it is when maybe we go to Disney World or something like that. But, when we're doing things that makes them happy, it makes me happy. So but, I enjoy sports, so my wife and I went to the Super Bowl.
Okay.
We hanged out, just me and her, and
The one in LA or Atlanta?
the one in LA.
Okay.
Yeah,
You
the
just
last
went to the
one,
Super Bowl.
man.
Yeah.
Wow.
So you got to see Snoop and Dre and them.
Yeah,
was
sort of
cool.
live, they sang some songs during my time,
Yeah.
Okay.
so we enjoyed it, man. We had a good time. But yeah, just taking trips here and there.
So how old is your oldest?
My oldest 28. She's in Vegas. She's a realtor, doing very well. And then I have my other one, my second one. She's gonna be a psychiatrist. She just graduate medicine, and actually she just graduated medical school, and she's gonna be going to her residency for psychiatry in Virginia. And then my third one's in PA school. She'll be done in December. And then I got the one in high school. So, you know, little by little, they find their way in this world. And, you know, somehow I guess the second and third one, I think the fourth and fifth one's probably going to go into medicine as well. So what I do seems to rub off on them a little bit. But I definitely, the second one, I kind of talked her out of doing OB because, you know, she's a female, she wants to have kids, and you know, OB, specialty of OB, that's not really geared towards, if you're a female, to have a lot of kids, and she wants to have family. So
yeah, well, that's cool.
Yeah,
it does. What the parents do does rub off on the kids a lot, and like seeing things that they see growing up. Like I think my kids seeing my mom as a teacher rubbed off on my kids. That's why I got 2 teachers out of my 4 kids. You know,
and you know, my first 5 are all girls, and I've always kind of really instilled in them to be, you know, independent, figure out what you want to do something that you enjoy. Sometimes they get confused about, you know, oh, I got to be a doctor. No, you don't have to be a doctor. I just want it to be that you can take care of yourself with or without a man. And that's so important with me. But the thing is, I raise the standards so high that even if they can't reach that, then they got at least some room to move down, you know. But if I don't set the standard high, I feel like sometimes I'm not doing my part.
So what's it like being a doctor when your daughter brought, you know, the first guy home? I mean,
it's man, you know, this is the best rule I've ever had. You're not allowed to date while you're in high school. It's the best rule I've ever had, and basically started from the oldest. So not only do my kids know that you can't date in high school, but then their friends know they're not allowed to date. So nobody ever really questioned it. It was never really a problem for me, and there was no sleepovers. That was one of those things. You just can't sleep over other people's places, and they can sleep over my house, you know, if they want. But even if I knew their family, even if it was just my next door neighbor, you know, I couldn't make exceptions because, you know, I don't want them not to feel like I'm being fair, because I'm not going to know everybody's family.
Right. You got
but
to
man,
stick to your rules.
so when they start talking about bringing in somebody, I mean, I used to have a contract, and there was a contract like, you know, how do you feel about sex? You know, what's your credit score? What's your, you know, what grades you get? You know,
right.
I mean, seriously, I'm very strict. But you know, at some point I gotta let go. But my daughter's getting married. I'm even having a hard time. It's like I can't even, you know, my wife's happy. No, my second one, like my wife's happy, like over the top happy, and I'm like, I'm sad. I'm actually sad, man.
Right.
You know,
Right.
I'm like, I'm losing my daughter. It's like I'm almost looking like a daughter, and then my wife said, oh, well then, you know, they're gonna have grandkids and all that, and all I could think is that my daughter's gonna have sex.
Yeah, right.
Great.
Can
But
you
it's
just
with
like
her husband though.
But it just, my mind's that way, man. I can't. You know, I see a lot of teenage pregnancies. I see a lot of not so good things in my field, and so I just get so super protective of my kids. But I know I have to let go. But it's weird because I'm happy for her, but it's like you're sad at the same time because she's getting married, and it's my daughter. So
yeah, so you had all girls in the beginning, so that probably made it harder.
Yeah,
for
who
you
cares
because,
about the boys?
Right, it just made it harder for you because girls, you raise girls differently than
Yeah.
you raise boys. You know what I'm saying?
And people think it's
the
a
boys to
double
be tough,
standard.
and you raise the
you know,
girls
but-
to be like,
Yeah.
you know, that's your baby.
That's my baby.
Right. So I
But
understand.
I don't know. My son was my first. He was my oldest, and I ain't gonna lie, man. I was kind of heartbroken when I found out he lost his virginity. I mean, I was like,
You're heartbroken.
I was like, what happened to you waiting in marriage? You know?
Waiting in marriage, yeah.
What happened to that? And he was, I mean, everybody doing it. I'm like, oh, so that's why you doing it? Because everybody doing it? You know?
And you know, the thing is that my patients, my family, they always ask, how about the boys? Are you gonna go let them date? And I said, no, they're not allowed to date.
Right.
You know?
Just gotta keep-
And so it's just,
keep with
you
it.
just
So,
keep it.
With
So-
that rule, what's the penalty if they get caught?
In terms of,
Just trying to sneak behind your
oh, they're
back.
gonna, yeah, there's, I mean, yeah, I tell you one thing. This is a small town. Wherever you go, I'm gonna know somebody.
Yeah.
And I'm not just like a regular dad. I've delivered a lot of the kids around here that are
Right.
parents. So I've always, whether it be in school, whether it be in a restaurant, whether it be in the movies. But there was one time, and there's one time I was like looking for my daughter. It's my third one. And there's this guy that has been attracted to her for a long period of time. So I knew that the guy was interested in her. But then she always says, "Oh, Dad, we're just friends and this and that." And then one time she was a senior in high school. She went to the movies.
Mm-hmm.
She went to the movies, and I said, "Oh, they went to the movies with like a group of people." No, they said it's just her and this guy. And I said, "Okay." Give her a call, and I said, "What are you doing in the movies?" He said, "Dad, I'm watching a movie with my friend." I said, "But it's just the two of you?" And she says, "Yes." I said, "Okay, you got about probably 5-10 minutes to come home, or else I'm gonna go pick you up
At the movies.
and you're probably gonna go and be much more embarrassed if I'm the one that's gonna come on over there and make a scene." And so she comes home, and obviously she's crying, and I feel bad, but I said, "Hon, I'm not ready for you to grow up. I think that I'm not ready for you, and you know what the rules are, and so I wouldn't have mind you going to the movies." And then I said, "What were you watching anyways?" "In some sort of scary movie." And that makes me even think, oh my God, you can't even get closer to this guy. There's just absolutely no way you're gonna go out on a date with a guy one-on-one. And I always think, and maybe you guys don't feel the same way, I said, at that age, for me, a one-on-one, us guys, we're interested.
Yeah.
We're interested. We're not, we're not going there just to be friends. I'm trying to tell you that I want to be your
man, right?
Yeah, right.
Right, I already know.
And the movies is the intimate setting. We don't.
It's dark.
It's dark.
Yeah.
And it's a scary movie. But then my daughter doesn't understand. She's, "Dad, you're just being too strict." But it's if they do something, I mean, I still love them, but they're gonna be grounded. They're gonna get response. Certain things taken away. And yeah. That's the way we have to. That's how I raised my family, man. There's rules, and then if you disobey, there's consequences.
But your first 3 was girls, so
5.
First 5 was daughters.
Yes.
So they didn't kill you with but Daddy.
No, because they already knew the
They knew
rules.
the rules, right?
They knew the rules, so nobody really strayed from that, and pretty much everybody followed. And then they say, well, if you do that, your kids are gonna rebel, and when they get out into college, they're gonna just go crazy. I haven't found out to be true. My kids are the best daughters I could ever have. Nobody would ever say that, okay, this daughter of yours and this and that are like running around doing this and that. No, I mean, it's how you raise them, right? But at the same time, yeah, they're physically mature and they can go and date, but emotionally, they're not able to handle all of those emotions that come with dating. I mean, they have such a great life. They eat, they go to sleep, they play sports, they have no bills.
Right.
They go home in and out and they can do whatever they want to go and do. Why complicate it with boys? Every single friend of theirs that has a problem in high school, what is it about?
A boy.
It's a boy. It's about boys. So why? You tell me one advantage. Oh, well, because they'll know how it feels to be in love. That's exactly what I don't want. Mm-hmm. You're not ready. Why not wait till you're college and at least maybe you're more emotionally mature?
It's not about the kid. It's about how you raise the kids. I feel like I raised my kids good, so my kids know, but you have slip ups. You know what I'm saying? Every kid has that slip up. Every kid that out of my kids so far, all my kids have had some little slip ups.
You're not your mistake.
Right. You got to deal with it.
They're gonna make mistakes.
Yeah.
But what I don't want is something that's life-changing mistake for them, right? Yeah. They get pregnant. Yeah. They get into drugs. They get into the wrong crowd. Yeah. So those kind of mistakes, it's very hard. It takes a very strong woman and just a strong person to be able to get out of that. Yep. So I don't want them exposed to that. I want them to be kids. Just enjoy being kids. And I don't think they will ever hate me when they get into their 30s and 40s and say, you know what, I hate my dad because he never let me date when I was in high school. No,
that's not what
it ain't gonna happen.
It's never gonna be that.
Yeah, because I know that they love me and they know what I'm doing it for. They're still gonna be able to go to the games. They're able to still go hang out with their friends, but do it as a group. But don't make it and mislead the guy because you're thinking like a girl. Mm-hmm. You're thinking like that's just you're being friends, but. I just don't want to put him in that kind of situation. And again, maybe that's just too.
It's too many TV shows out there that's got these youth relationships. Like the one big one that was out there. You ever watch the All American?
Yeah, I watched All American.
Man, the kids' relationships was deeper than the parents' relationships in this series, and I'm like, really? And these were high school kids.
Yeah, it's just too.
And I'm like,
slow down, slow down a little bit.
The series was good, but I'm like. These are kids. I'm like, in the relationships, you was interested to see what's going to happen with the high school relationship more than you was the adult relationship.
No, we're boring. We're boring in our relationships, you know. But with them, it's just like, you know, when they're in love, it's like it's everything, right? It's the whole world. And then, you know, if they break up, it's just, you know, it's the end of the world. But yeah, I just want them to be kids. Enjoy your life, you know. Figure out what it is what you want to do, you know. Be independent. Figure out, you know, what kind of career you want to have, and then, you know, when you're that strong and you're independent, this guys is going to be attracted to that, and you're going to find the right person. There's no rush.
Yep.
But then, you know, sometimes people just laugh at how I raise my kids. They say, why your kids can't sleep over? Because that's when I started learning how to drink. That's when I started learning how to smoke, you know?
Yeah.
You know, that's when you start to experiment. I wanted to be a little bit of structure in my kids' lives. Mm-hmm. You know, they're not in jail.
Right.
Not in prison. But
I mean, but things that you install in them at that age.
They're your kids. You can raise your kids how you want to raise them.
But it just falls in, you know, it just falls into place as they become adults.
When they become adults, they realize it.
Me, I hated cleaning as a kid.
Yeah.
My mom used to get up Saturday mornings and clean. If you heard the music playing Saturday morning, you tried to lay in bed as long as you could because you didn't want to get up and clean. And me, myself, I hate cleaning. But when I get in that cleaning mood, I feel my mother coming out of me. You know, I'm pulling refrigerators out and this and that. And I as a kid, I'm thinking,
how's she doing all
why
that?
would you pull it?
Yeah.
But as an adult, you realize, oh, man.
You realize it.
Ain't nobody been back here, but how did this dirt get behind them? So, yeah, like you said, things that you install into them as kids, it rubs off. And
it's, you know, and I just think that it's good for kids to have responsibilities like that. Yeah, we don't get it. We don't really want to go and clean. But then obviously they you know, it's not one of those things that we look forward to.
I done slacked with mine, man.
My kids get up every Saturday morning.
With the cleaning part,
clean your
I ain't gonna say that
bathroom. That's not my bathroom. You go clean your bathroom every Saturday. Well, my wife make them clean. I don't make them do nothing.
See, that's why I couldn't have a really, really big house, because I got an upstairs, and the kids is pretty much upstairs.
Yeah.
There goes days where I don't even go up there. But when I go up there, I'm like, really? Really? This what y'all doing? You know, so.
Yeah, you turn into your parents.
What's your favorite kind of music?
Man, you know, I listen to all kinds of music. Just don't let me listen to heavy metal or, you know, but I like rhythm and blues. I like soul music. I even like jazz music. I even like a little country. I like, you know, just pop music. I enjoy music. Like
old country.
Old country.
If you can listen to music live, what's your favorite genre of watching live music?
You know, I mean, I enjoy that Motown music.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, you know, I watched Smokey Robinson, Tears in Your Eyes. You know, what was it? Track of Tears.
Yeah.
You know.
Tears of a Clown, or
what is it that? Just that Motown kind of vibe and that kind of music. But you know, like even like
Motown.
Even
from Detroit.
You know, but even you know, we've watched Boyz II Men. I just enjoy that kind of music. Yeah. That music that lasts for a long time. You know, that even 5, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, I still love that music.
See, that's me. I can't find R&B, like new R&B that I like, because I'm too busy listening to the old R&B, the Boyz II Men.
Like Boyz II Men, Greatest Hits was in his car for like a year. Every time I got in his car for like a year, Boyz II Men, Greatest Hits. I was like, oh,
that's it.
Really?
We share the same YouTube channel, so I'm like, I'm sure be like, what is he doing listening to this?
What type of music you listening to?
I listen to everything. Mostly I listen to like rap, and I listen to a little R&B. Just because I have a wife, and you know she. See, I can't listen to the music.
I'm with you. I can do it all. I like jazz. I mean, it depends on what mood I'm in. I can do.
You know, that Luther Vandross and then Anita Baker.
Man.
Come on, man, that was just during our time.
I was just listening to No One in the World.
Oh gosh. But that's you know, I don't mind like even the old NSYNC, and I listen to everything. I love music, but I just can't like listen to just one. Like I can't listen to rap for like an extended period.
See, that's how I listen to.
But you know,
but I was in a rap group.
What was that?
I was in a rap group once upon a time.
Oh,
Me and
really?
him together.
I mean, I was too, but I
Right,
was,
but you like all kinds of music.
I was the weird. See, one thing, I was a band student all my life, so that made me just have a different type of love for music.
Yeah.
I listen to music and I'm like, you know, I'm just saying R&B. There's sometimes I'll be like, man, listen to them flutes or listen to that, you know.
Yeah. I was in a band too.
I was a trumpet player.
No, I was a baritone, and then I also played the cello. My kids would make fun of me. So
see, I played baritone 1 year in middle school, so I can read bass clef. And
I could only read bass. That's the thing. I always wanted to only just concentrate on one. That's why I couldn't really play the piano as well. You know, so but
that's too much going on.
Too many things. I just, you know.
What's your favorite sport?
Oh man, it gotta be basketball. Basketball. My kids are actually gonna watch the Grizzlies and
I'm going tomorrow.
And the Warriors on Tuesday.
For real?
I'm going tomorrow. Me and him just got tickets a little while ago.
Wow.
Yeah, I would do that more if I just wasn't on call. I'm actually looking at the tickets because I gotta go and at least watch a game.
So who's your team?
Well, it's always been the Lakers, man.
Since you're from the West Coast,
Lakers, you know that Magic Johnson, Norm Nixon, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, James Worthy. I mean, during that time with the Lakers and the Celtics, that's my time.
Yeah,
you know, and then the Shaq and the Kobe years.
Yeah.
See, I'm an 88, 89.
You're a Detroit.
Bad boys.
No, come on.
But you got to
Rodman and Sally.
But no. Think about that era. If I'm not mistaken, Lakers did it back to back right before the Pistons did it back to back. We did it 88 and 89. Or was y'all after? Did y'all do it in the 90s?
I think we did it before
They did it before and after.
Before and after. And then obviously we had the three-peat with Shaq and Kobe.
I said I was a Kobe fan, so man.
See, I was a Shaq fan.
Oh man, I watched his last game against Memphis. I went to Memphis, you know, watched his last game, and we were devastated when he passed away. But yeah, I was a big fan.
So football.
Well, that's why we went to this Rams game, you know, because we Los Angeles and we weren't very good. But you know, kind of like the Raiders as well. So, but I'm not like Jets, you know, kind of like crazy like that. No, it's more of a Lakers, a big, really big fan of the Lakers. But with football, you know, Titans because we're here now. So
that's why I like the Titans.
But that's why I loved going to that Super Bowl because I was able to go and kind of rooting for the Rams, you know. So enjoyed it.
I was pulling for Stafford, so.
Yeah, I didn't think they were gonna pull it out, but it was a great game.
Yeah, it was
a great game, man.
Yeah, him and Cooper Kupp just he proved
took over.
Wow, like.
Yeah, see, he's a big sports guy. I'm a big music guy.
Yeah, I don't know where the Jets were there, D. D Prince. I haven't seen them Jets. I haven't seen them.
No.
I haven't seen them be relevant for a long time.
They're the new Detroit Lions.
He's the Detroit Lions. So like outside of work and kids, what's some of the funnest things you've done in your life?
Well, you know, man.
Skydiving.
Funny, no, I can't do stuff like that, man. Because my wife wants to do that. I can't do that. But you know, if you ever go to my YouTube videos, you'll see that whatever it is that we do, we always have our summer vacation videos. Mm-hmm. So that we always enjoy that, taking vacation together. But one of the most fun things was, I don't know if you guys knew, we were in Family Feud.
Yeah, I saw
you know?
that.
Okay.
So we won the car, man.
Did you?
Oh, I didn't even know y'all
we won the car, bro. But
man.
you know, we took the money. But yeah, we went, I don't know, a couple of years ago, and we lost our first game, but they asked us back because they messed up the game.
Mm-hmm.
So they requested us to come back, but because of COVID, it took a while to reschedule. But then we won our next 4 in a row, and so.
Yeah. So was it you and all your kids, or take a brother or a sister?
No, I took my 3 oldest kids, and then my wife and I.
Okay,
that's cool.
Yeah, it was. You should watch it.
You get surprised by any of the answers that you heard?
Some of them were really difficult, but then, you know, they didn't ask any like really serious. Like I was wondering, like they'd ask like sex questions of my kids or something like that. But no, nothing like that. But yeah, it was fun. It wasn't like, you know, you're nervous. It's like your uncle. You're just talking to your uncle and just kicking back like I am with you all, and just, you know, it's a good time, man. Yeah, it's like your Uncle Steve. It's a good time, man. That's why one of the funnest things that we've done. Not sure, you know. I mean,
I've been trying to get on there since I was a little kid.
Man, it ain't that hard.
I just want to go on there just so I can see my sisters fight.
You need to just apply. You just need to apply. I think you'll do great. You know, if you have a couple of, you just need 1 or 2 crazy people in there with you.
My sisters.
And just apply. Send in a video.
I just want to get them on there because I know they'll get to the little last round where you got one person up there. The my sisters, they
2
gonna
people.
Fight. They gonna fight. My sister's gonna fight.
Like
physically. They'll be like, I can't believe you said that. And just start fighting.
What were you thinking?
It'd be good for TV.
Yeah.
What kind of answer was that?
Yeah, it's good for TV.
Yeah, my kids made a lot of money, man. They were happy. They were super happy. It's a lot of money for them, you know. So it's great. But just that experience, I want them to be able to look back, you know, 15, 20 years, 30 years from now. I have no video of my grandparents. I have no video of my dad, you know. So it's nice that we can kind of, you know.
That's always there.
It's always going to be there.
In the world.
Yeah.
So how long do you see yourself doing what you do before you say, hey, you know what? Life's been good. I'm on.
Yeah, you know, that's what I was just telling Marquise here. I'm trying to slow down, man. I got probably at the most, at least for doing OB, like delivering babies, probably 4 or 5 years, maybe sooner. But I've done my time. I've enjoyed it. It's time for me to move on to, you know, and concentrate more on my wife and I. 5 years is about the time when my kids are going to be graduating high school. And that's when I really think that it's about time for me to give it up. I might give it up sooner, but man, I enjoy it.
How long have you been married?
31, 32 years, somewhere there. Yeah, man.
7
kids with 1 wife.
That's a long time.
Yeah.
Wow.
I just hit 13 and I feel like.
So when is the anniversary date?
July 7th. I'm serious. I think I'm terrible. I don't know my kids' birthdays. And my kids, it's just too much.
See, that's what me and him talk about all the time because, like, I told my wife I wanted to get married because I have the awfulest memory. So I got married on Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
So I can't never forget my anniversary. He got married on his birthday. So he wouldn't forget his anniversary.
See, we're not good at that, but then the wives are good with numbers.
This is how I never forget the years because my son was a year old when we got married. So if he's 19, we got 18 coming up. When he's 20, we got 19. Right. I mean, and I'll never.
Yeah, but I can backtrack if I had to think about it, I may be able to figure it out. But still, if you, it's not just that it just comes naturally. But yeah, July 7th, I think.
That's a long time though.
But it's 30. It's gonna be 32, man. It's a long time.
Long time.
You know, I wouldn't know what to do without her. Takes care of me, man.
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
You got that other person, that rock.
Yeah. So it's time for us to start concentrating on more. You know, every time I leave at night, I say, "Where are you going?" I said, "I'm going to see another woman." You know, and she's always just says,
"She's okay."
It's all right. It's all right.
That's your job.
Do your thing. You know.
Bring me the money.
You know, it's crazy.
Man, this has been a while. This has been a good one, man.
It's been a good interview. Anything else you want to ask?
I'm
good, man.
Yeah, well, thanks for inviting me here. My partner, Sean, is...
we had her.
Okay. Yeah, you guys can probably get her to come by or actually come down there. Take a look at what services we offer down there. So it's a super cool
try to do that
place and take a look at it. I think they're there today. Are you guys going there today?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Where's that?
At the spa.
Fire Nice.
Fire Nice. Okay. Fire Nice Med Spa.
Mm-hmm.
Come check us out.
So that's
good.
That's part of your business too?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, and I have the business down in Nevada, in Reno and Las Vegas. We have it's something that we do that is actually giving back to the community. I mean, it's still a business. I mean, I'm no good to anyone if I'm bankrupt, but what we do is we majority of our care that we provide is a lot of the homeless people down in Nevada. It's probably one of the worst states for homelessness, and so because it's kind of a transient community there, especially with the COVID, we even played a bigger role. But what we do is not only do we provide the primary care, we provide psychiatric services. We do a lot of the alcohol and substance abuse and drug abuse, and
that's really good.
And we provide housing.
So wait a minute, break down to me the fire and ice. What exactly is
Fire
this?
and ice, man.
What do we do here? I need to come get me a session.
Yeah. So we have services that range from massage therapy to cryotherapy. Cryotherapy is kind of the ice that is basically, you go into this chamber, and it basically it's very a lot of the athletes actually use
that's
it.
My son has done that once. He
Yeah.
had a shoulder injury. He went there
Yeah.
once before. Okay, almost like a
So for a minute or two,
yeah.
man, it's instead of you going in an ice bath
Right.
for 15, 20 minutes, and it's obviously that's not as clean too, sharing it with another person. I mean, this is actually works very well. And then we have saunas, and then we have all these other women's services like, laser hair removal and facial rejuvenation and lasers and that type of thing. So things to make your wife pretty, man. Make them feel pampered, taken care of. Then they do the Botox and the lip fillers. So
All that good
stuff that they do.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's you should try it out. You should at least experience it yourself. I wasn't able to stand it. I couldn't stay that long, but to just know that you're being frozen. See, the wonderful thing about that is that your body has a great sense of healing itself. But when he thinks he's being frozen, he's going to release a lot of these hormones and chemicals that heals your body. And so it keeps you from aging faster. It keeps you decreases your inflammation so you can recover quicker. So for people that are in competitive sports, gives you an edge.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
What's the name of this place so we can?
Fire and Ice Med Spa.
We'll have the Fire and Ice podcast episode.
He's the editor, so he'll put the Fire and Ice right.
Fire and Ice.
The bottom of the screen somewhere in there.
We'll get all that.
Yeah.
We appreciate you coming. And
Hey
sitting
man,
with us,
I appreciate y'all inviting me.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. I mean, it was glad to meet you guys. I sometimes see you guys on your episodes and seeing you with D. So
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to get on about the Jets too. I ain't the only one who gets on them about
At
that.
some point, you've got to switch teams. You guys find another team.
Nah, I'm a Lions fan, so I
That's another one. You
we
just
went
gotta have
17.
move on. You just gotta move on, man.
But our colors
they
are
gotta
sweet.
give you something back.
That Honolulu blue and gray is sweet compared to those boring green and white. I'm sorry. That Honolulu blue, that's a sweet blue. Is it not?
Honolulu blue.
Yes. It
Must be fun. There's an indoor stadium down there in Detroit, right?
And we had a Super Bowl hosted.
Yeah,
you know.
hosted. I still remember those good days when you still had Barry.
Yeah, that was it.
And
Calvin. Yeah, Barry. Both retired early.
Yeah,
because they knew.
Because
we tend to do that to people.
They knew.
They played in Detroit. You get out there, you might get a ring.
And Stafford.
Hey, a few of them did. Few of them left Detroit. They went to the Patriots and got a ring.
Yeah.
Stafford leaves. I mean, that's like you leave in the year after you go and win the Super Bowl, and this is the quarterback that you had all these. And in the Super Bowl, when OBJ got hurt, and it was just him and Cup. That dude showed out.
Yeah. No, I don't think that Cincinnati's gonna get back in there again for a while. I don't think that they'll make it again this year. So
I don't know.
I think that was a special year. I don't know if they'll get back to it again.
They got
it's hard to get to the Super Bowl, and I don't think they really are that.
I'm not gonna say get back, but one thing about Cincinnati, I think, is if they protect Joe Burrow, better. He was the most sacked quarterback in the league and was still in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
A lot of things fell into place, but it's hard.
How does Tennessee sack him 9 times and
still lose? Exactly. How you feel about AJ?
That's crazy.
Straight business.
Yeah,
that's all I'm like. Because honestly, AJ ain't been the most healthiest receiver.
Yeah, no.
They knew. They probably knew.
And now you got a young one coming in who's going to give you what AJ was giving you with a rookie contract, and now they just freed up all that money.
Right.
So, but I know Titans fans is hurt bad.
They are. I've been seeing it.
But you
mean they are?
I mean, I don't care about the business of NFL. You know what I'm saying?
So you ain't hurt? You
I just watch. That's my team. I'm just gonna watch.
But AJ ain't there. You like that?
They'll be all right. You got to throw it to somebody. They are professional.
Hey, I'm telling you,
athletes. So you can put 10 people in that same
place. But guess
place.
what? I'm going to buy a Tennessee jersey this year, man. Tennessee drafted.
You move on.
Tennessee draft. No, I'm not moving on. But they drafted my boy from Michigan, Hassan Haskins, the running back.
So that's why you gonna buy a Tennessee jersey.
A Hassan Haskins jersey, yeah.
That's crazy.
He's gonna be our future, man.
Detroit and New Jersey. New York Jets.
No, you got to throw Jaguars in there too now. They got the first pick.
But it's just that just for a long time.
Man.
Who was their quarterback? You know, the Jets, the famous guy that predicted that they won the Super Bowl. Yeah. I don't know if they've become ever relevant again since then. You know, Sanchez was there for a little bit,
but he's a clown.
Johnson was in there for a little bit too.
Yeah.
With so.
I mean, both New York teams is kind of nothing right now.
Yeah.
Giants or the
Jets.
I mean, ever since Eli left, because this whole Daniel Jones?
Yeah.
This whole era has not been nothing impressive at all.
Yeah. I agree, but you know.
Anything else you want to tell the people before we get out of here?
No, man. It's just I'm just blessed. I'm blessed. I'm you know, been doing this for a while, and you know, hopefully I can give a few more years, and just concentrate more on my wife and family. I love the community here. I love the sports community here. I like the people in this town have been very, very good to me and my family. So I got nothing but love for this town. You know, and I'm a big city guy. I mean, from LA to, you know, Vegas, but my kids have grown up here, and you know, from what they tell me, you know, they're gonna stay here in town. So
that's cool.
Shows you how much they feel like this is home.
Yeah.
You know,
So you ever check out any Tech games or?
The Tech, yeah, we watch it, especially the volleyball, because my kids are into volleyball, and we'll watch some of the football games. A couple watch basketball games, but I like more the kids level. Man, if I can just watch more like, you know, high school and middle school, that I enjoy that. So I appreciate you guys, man.
Sports, so I watch it all. High school, tech, basketball, football, watch it all.
Yeah.
That's me. I'm baseball. If the Tigers is in the playoffs or something, I'll get
Detroit.
Pretty much, yeah.
It's always about Detroit.
Pretty much, yeah. If they're in the playoffs, then I'll watch them.
Why are you all so loyal? Why? What's made you all so loyal? The Detroit, because there are some people that there's some cities and states that's just so loyal to the Boston Red Sox and the New York Yankees.
Go to a Lions game. Ford Field is sold out every game.
Really?
Yeah, they sold out.
Just to be
I'm talking about
that
tailgating is like it's
but then, you know, when you have that love for them, they gotta give you back something. You know, so I mean, I can see Detroit Pistons, you know, because they had that era. But you know, the Lions and the Jets at some point,
it's just one of them. It's like this our year. So when I say it, this our year, you're gonna be like, "Hey, J. Paul told me that was their year. He said it." Kind of like the UT fans. This our year.
The UT fans, well, you know.
This our year. Football, hey, this our year. My son is a freshman at UT, so he's be all excited about what recruits is coming in, who we got, what we gonna do, this and that, and I'm like, I support UT because my son goes there, but I'm not a
UT fan.
And every year
my kids are all UT fans because that's where they go to school, college, UT. So
that's where his son is.
Yeah, he's a freshman at UT.
Is he playing some sports?
No, he played 3 sports in high school, but was just beat up and was like, you know what?
Burnt out and this,
I'm done. And I'd be the first to tell you, he was real good in sports, but he wasn't SEC ready.
Yeah.
But he was valedictorian, so.
Yeah, he did graduate valedictorian.
Nice.
So
what does he want to do?
He went for sports management.
Like maybe become a lawyer and do contracts and things like that.
I don't know. He he said when he said sports management, his goal is he wants to probably go overseas and work for a soccer team in another country somewhere.
Wow.
So
Good. I mean,
Good kid.
get them chase their dreams, you know.
But I mean, I was just sitting. I told him, I was like, you know, when you graduate, you don't have to, you know, electrical engineering or whatever. Do what you love. Do what you want to do, and don't chase it because you heard they make a lot of money.
Yeah.
No, do what you love.
Oh, you got to do what you love, but at the same time, it's got to give back something to you to be able to take care of your family. But man, if you do it just for the money, you're gonna be
right. But when you do what you love, the money's gonna be there.
Yeah. Enough money to be there.
Yep.
Unless you maybe go into like archaeology or.
Well,
You
this
know,
is
something else that's maybe obsolete that may not be.
Yeah.
Make it a hobby, you know.
This concludes another episode. We have Dr.
Don't you forget it, man. You forgot my name already. You know.
Let me let you state your name, man.
Michael Casal.
Dr. Michael Casal.
We're at the Infinity Building, you know, so I have also a family practice that works with us. So if you have any primary care issues and women's health care, you're pregnant, come on down. We'll try to take good care of you.
I'm your boy SOS, Marquise.
J. Paul.
We out.
We out.